Same-day surgery with advanced technology. Their team of experts specializes in knee, hip, and shoulder replacements, using the latest techniques to minimize pain and recovery time. By choosing them, you're choosing a center focused on providing specialized care tailored to your needs. The team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin can get you back to what matters, living pain-free.
And their prices are more affordable than urgent care or the ER. And they'll send a full report to your primary care doctor. Why wait at the ER? Walk in to Ortho ASAP for faster, more affordable care.
Total joint replacement. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com. That's orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The biggest sports stories in Wisconsin, talked about by Wisconsin sports fans, for Wisconsin sports fans.
The Bucks aren't answering the phone. It's as simple as that. They shouldn't answer the phone because you don't
it comes
just get...
down to
I don't
Giannis,
care, I don't care if you give me 65 first-round picks, you're not getting another Giannis.
Right. So my natural take here is going to, I'm going Packers here.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers in the home opener as well.
Yeah, the Packers going to come in and they got to prove something. They got to play with a chip on their shoulder, and I think they beat Detroit week
Jason,
1.
do you think this is crazy that all four of us just picked the Packers in week 1?
Congratulations, you've now assured the fact that the Lions will win.
This is Sunday Karma, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strofe, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brand's founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin.
And good morning and welcome to it. Not the Sunday Karma we were expecting this week, as we were expecting to lean in to our all Brewers all the time. The Brewers who insanely dominate the division leaders across Major League Baseball. Yeah, Dodgers will sweep you. Phillies will sweep you. Blue Jays will sweep you. We'll win our series against the other squads. It's unbelievable what's going on, but for something to happen this week that could trump what the Milwaukee Brewers are doing, in even my mind, as someone who has millions invested in the Chicago Bears' success, we do need to talk about Goody pulling off, I believe, what is the signature trade. I think you have to say the drafting of Jordan Love, we know was going to be the signature, move of his tenure as the GM, but the signature trade of his tenure by bringing in Micah Parsons. We do have Greg Scalzo back again this week. What's up, Greg?
What's going on, Craig? 15-2, by the way, is the record for the Brewers against the other division leaders.
We have Alex Strofe, who took a big shot at Kyle Wallace this morning. Good morning, Alex.
Wow.
Did I?
Huge.
You're willing to take it off the air, but not on the air?
I stand by whatever I said. I actually don't know what I said, though.
You're like, we're pretty much at full strength today.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, Kyle's that's not full strength when you're missing Kyle Wallace.
Part of the show than me and you have been.
But I would say we upgraded producers this week because Will Summers is here.
Oh.
Will may be a better producer than Kyle, but Kyle's a really good host, and we miss Kyle Wallace today, of course.
Yeah, miss is strong.
Yeah.
You don't deal with them on a 5-day-a-week basis like you do.
So the Micah Parsons trade, to me, is incredible because I think Micah Parsons is so vastly underrated that I don't even think people realize what they're getting in Micah Parsons and how he compares to the other players that people want to try to compare him to. I think he is a top 7 value player in the NFL, and I don't know that exists. I know it doesn't exist in my mind outside of a quarterback.
I don't know if underrated is the right word for it.
No, it's
he's so underrated.
I don't think he's underrated.
He's so underrated.
At as the top defensive player in all of football.
He's the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah, I know, but everyone who gets signed is always the highest paid. Like Jordan Love was the highest paid player in the NFL. Did that mean Jordan Love was the best player in the NFL?
The only other player that people even throw into the mix as being competitive as the top defensive player in the NFL is Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I think people say Myles Garrett. I think people say T.J. Watt. I think people
Watt kind of falls off. But I don't know if underrated is the word. I do think your other point, though, holds. I don't think that folks realize that Micah Parsons is more than a pass rusher, right? He's great against the run. He's versatile, and he's going to allow the Packers to do a lot of different things in a way that if they were to go out and get Myles Garrett, they wouldn't be able to.
But also, he's so much younger.
He's 26, yes.
I mean, Myles Garrett's 30. TJ Watt's 30.
Yeah,
he's so much younger, and he has the ultimate discount in sports, which is that because he hasn't performed in the postseason, people think like, maybe he's not that good, which is a discount that you get in sports that Micah Parsons is going to be able to prove is irrelevant and is an irrational
Didn't they say that about
thought.
Kershaw for a while?
They said that about pretty much everybody until they proved it in the playoffs.
They said that about Barry Bonds
unless
at some
you're like
point.
Tom Brady and you win the Super Bowl.
They said that about Michael Jordan. By the way, if you're old enough, you remember them saying that about Michael Jordan, that Michael Jordan, the way he does it, can't work in the postseason and all that. So Micah Parsons, you're looking at a guy who's younger than anyone who he's compared to. He's more athletic than anyone he's compared to. And he's just better. I mean, that's how good this guy is.
But that's what makes this so bizarre, is how does Jerry let this guy walk out of the building, and how is Brian Gutekunst even in a position to
It's time for our Palermo's Picks, brought to us by Palermo's. So watch the Netflix documentary. Have you watched it yet?
I haven't.
Then you wouldn't be asking this question. Will, have you watched the documentary?
I have not yet.
Then you wouldn't be asking this question. Greg, have you watched the documentary?
I haven't, but I have a feeling I know the answer.
Then you haven't been watching the
Is he just dumb?
No. He's principled. He's stubborn. He's competitive. He's a gambler. He's all of these things, and it's so obvious why Mike would be gone. The same reason he got rid of Jimmy Johnson. The same reason why he bought the Dallas Cowboys on a handshake, and then Micah Parsons signed a $40.5 million handshake agreement with Jerry Jones to become the highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the NFL, and then Micah went back on the handshake. Jerry Jones is principled. He is emotional. He is competitive. He does want to prove that he can do it his way. And you got to watch it. It's amazing. Like America's Team, the gambler, and the whatever, like, if you can't find it on Netflix, then the algorithm isn't playing fun. You'll be able to find it on your Netflix. It's an 8-episode about the Dallas Cowboys. And when you watch it, it's almost like he knew this was coming out and he was going to make this trade, at the same time to be like, yep, that's who I am. And that's who I've always been. And I am not changed.
I also don't think it's as bad for the Cowboys to have traded him as people think it is. I think the way that it happened was bad. A team that can acknowledge, hey, we're not a Super Bowl contender, and basically like us paying this guy $47 million a year when we're already paying Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb.
But I think they believe they're contenders.
This tells me they don't believe they're contenders.
They're saying they are.
If you thought that you could win a Super Bowl with the current roster construct, you don't trade away your best defensive player.
I agree with you. That's what that goes back to my point. That's what makes this so damn bizarre.
Unless you believe stopping the run is more important than stopping the pass,
and that was his whole thing at his press
and they're
conference,
bringing in a run stopper.
And look, Kenny Clark's probably still got some good football left in him, but thank you and goodbye. Right?
And Strophy, I saw your little video. Yeah, that was a little dismissive, and
disrespectful, probably.
Yes, disrespectful. I think is the word. Not just dismissive, disrespectful to Kenny Clark.
That was just in the moment. I made up for it later that night. I spent a good 15 minutes talking about how Kenny Clark will not really be that missed.
I'm sure everybody who saw you be disrespectful heard you then come back on that.
Yeah. So. Wait, is he a Packers Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Wow, that is very disrespectful to treat a Packers Hall of Famer that way.
You think Kenny Clark's
the criteria is not that high, but he was a really good player for. How long was he here? 9 seasons.
Oh yeah, that's
all.
Ted
Thompson's final
and three Pro Bowls, I think. Right?
Yeah, that's never won anything. It's a tough one.
Yeah, but that's like saying, Devontae Adams isn't a Packers Hall of Famer.
Yeah, but Devontae, all right, we're not going to get bogged down onto whether Kenny Clark is or isn't. Now, will Micah Parsons be a Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer?
It's such a Sunday karma argument.
Micah Parsons is already a Packers Hall of Famer.
I'm Team Craig on this one,
yeah. I also think I loved that just while we're ripping on Stroh from this week. Did you love how Rich Eisen was just like, when Strophy is like, yeah, I think Jordan Love is the quarterback under the most pressure in the NFL.
To win.
And Eisen's like, I wouldn't even put him in my top 20.
Yeah,
he's like, have you ever left the state of Wisconsin, Strophy? That's basically what he said to you.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yes, I think you could look at I don't know.
He was like
Lamar Jackson, who's a multiple-time MVP that's never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
he's like Russell Wilson, who if he doesn't play well, will lose his job.
I think that's a quarterback in the first round. Of course, he's going to lose his job.
But that's more pressure than Jordan Love, who knows he has his job.
But this goes back to something Greg just said. The Giants aren't competing for anything. I said to win. You make this move to win.
Well, then Lamar Jackson's got more.
Yeah, sure. I can hear that argument. But I think Jordan Love's right up there.
Yeah,
but you don't trade for Micah Parsons if you're not expecting championships.
Well, the thing about the Micah Parsons trade is he's 26, right?
Yeah.
So you said you're hoping for championships, which I think is a wrong thing to say in Green Bay because we've seen the two eras before us each lead to one championship. So I think you have to just baseline it by saying you're doing this to win a Super Bowl. It's great to say multiple Super Bowls, but we know how hard that is, right?
Correct.
So you're doing this to win a Super Bowl, and in Jordan Love and Micah Parsons, you have two guys who are entering the primes of their careers. So the idea that it's this year or bust from a pressure standpoint, I don't think is
X3, though.
I don't think it's relevant at all. I think Jordan Love has to continue to prove he's a reasonable upper-level starting quarterback.
I don't know that was validated last year.
It wasn't. I mean, if he's right now a top 15 quarterback, he's got to establish. I think
he proved that last year, by the way. I think he proved he was top 15.
Agreed.
And we don't know how hurt he was the whole year, right? He got hurt the first game. He missed a bunch of games. He was banged up the whole year.
I think the biggest thing for the Packers this year is to see if he's a top 5 or 7 quarterback.
Agreed.
If the Packers end up losing in the NFC Championship and don't win a Super Bowl, but now all of a sudden Jordan Love is consistently in that top 5 quarterback conversation because he is, dare I say the word, elite. Then all of a sudden, you're excited about these next 3 years. If Jordan Love continues to struggle, turns the ball over, has difficulty, as we saw at times last year in the first half of the season prior to that, then all of a sudden it's is this Super Bowl window an actual Super Bowl window, or is this just continuing to be a very good window?
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of quarterbacks who are in that same spot. And I think the Packers roster is constructed in a way that he shouldn't have to be the person to do it all.
I don't know. That happens so rarely now, where Jalen Hurts is the exception, right? Where that Eagles roster was so stacked, but they had a top probably 5 or 7 wide receiver core. They had the best offensive line in football. They had, a defense that had.
But you realize that's what the Packers are doing.
Wait, and by the way, you skipped the fact that they had the single best running back season.
Offensive player.
Barkley. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what the Packers are trying to do. It's a complete copycat of the Eagles.
I guess, but they aren't there.
I understand. I agree with you.
So I'm saying, Jordan Love has to be better than what Jalen Hurts is, and Jalen Hurts actually changes. I think so.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is really good, and he fits within his role really well. So when you're saying he has to be better, I think that's also both a shot at Jalen Hurts.
He has to do more.
You're saying within this, he has to do more for the Packers than Jalen Hurts is expected to do. Yes. Okay, that's fair.
I think the Eagles' defense last year, you want to talk about underrated, I don't think people give them the proper credit. And then all of a sudden, you look at, that offense, Jalen Hurts could be a running quarterback in certain games because they were so dominant on the ground where it's as good as Josh Jacobs was, he was not as efficient as we all like to pretend that he is. And Jordan Love's going to have to make some big plays, and he's capable of it. We've seen it. He can do it. He can string games together. He just has to be more consistent, and I think it's entirely possible in his 3rd year it all comes together. It's just if you're a Packers fan, you want to see it all come together to think, okay, we're actually one of those 4 or 5 legitimate Super Bowl contenders.
4 or 5 in the NFC?
In the
or
NFL.
4 and 5 in the NFL?
Yeah, they're in the top 6 already. right? I think it's those 3 AFC teams, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, and then I think it's the Eagles, Lions, and Packers. I think that's your top 6.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't very...
Well, I think
confident.
that, I mean,
Those
you're
3
saying...
AFC teams just feel so much more dangerous than the NFC.
But I agree with you, and I think the thing with the Packers that I'm so intrigued by and what makes them so sexy is there's still so much to be seen, right? Their number 1 receiver hasn't played an NFL game yet, and he just changed his number for the 3rd time. Number 0 now, Matthew Golden. He's likely going to be the number 1 target, but who is he? What is he capable of? That's obviously a huge piece for this Packers offense. The Micah Parsons trade obviously takes so much pressure off every spot in the defense now, right? Rashawn Gary might get unlocked to a level. We've been saying that for 5 years, but this might finally be the year that Rashawn Gary gets unlocked.
Just hope that Micah Parsons is unbelievable. Don't expect Micah Parsons to make everybody else unbelievable.
You can only double team one guy.
Yes, I guess, but does Rashawn Gary need to be double teamed this year? He's lost the level of explosiveness he had before his injury.
Agreed.
We don't have to pretend like he is another Micah Parsons.
I'm not saying that.
Micah Parsons is good enough.
No, but I think we have seen guys who you've kind of never heard of end up with those 8 and 9 sack seasons when they're on a defense with a dominant player.
Yeah, so like the Eagles last year. So everybody had double-digit sacks.
Yeah, so if Rashawn Gary isn't what maybe the expectation of him being, but he is a guy, maybe he does get to double-digit sacks just as a result of as a result.
Maybe. I mean, look, that defensive line, I still think obviously has some question marks. And the secondary has some question marks, but the defense should be a lot better. And I just love the idea of sports is fun, right? It's supposed to be fun and exciting. It's going to be so fun to have Micah Parsons on the Packers.
I agree.
That's we can talk about what that means. Who knows who's healthy in November, December, January. To be able to just watch Micah Parsons go in and completely disrupt a game.
I feel like for a little bit,
unbelievable.
For a little bit, Charles Woodson was creating turnovers and was so dominant. I know McKinney last year did a little of that, but I'm trying to think of from a Packers standpoint where it was so fun to watch someone on the defense. Obviously it was Reggie White.
I would also say, and Clay Matthews had a 2-year window where he was unbelievable and disruptive. In that clip of what's his name? The linebackers coach, Kevin Green, telling him, go get the ball. And he just goes in there and he gets the ball. It was like water boy.
Here's the thing, though, dude. When you bring up Clay Matthews, because I think Packers fans obviously understand how good he was. His best career statistical years are Micah Parsons' averages. That's what Micah Parsons does every year. That 2-year window you're referring to.
Sure.
That's what Micah Parsons has done every year of his career so far, and he's just 26 at the beginning of his career. That's how good of a player they got.
Dude, the Packers have better Super Bowl odds than the Detroit Lions
Did it move?
now. Yeah. At least
they were really close.
What I'm looking at right now,
Friday.
the Packers are now 12-1. The Lions are 14-1.
Oh, wow.
That's not that surprising, though, just because the Lions have had such a,
with the D coordinators leaving.
Offensive coordinator leave, you have that staff. It's hard to be good for a long time.
I know, but they've been the team that everyone's just ready to hand as the next team.
Yeah.
And the fact that, we've all been, okay, so they beat the Packers the last day of the season, but didn't make the playoffs. Then they got to the brink of the playoffs, and now this year they're the favorite. Oh, wait, no, they're not. Not only are the Eagles, because they were so dominant, fairly ahead of them, but now the Packers are, when you look at conference winner odds, the Packers are 6-1, the Lions are 7-1.
Wow.
Behind the Eagles, who are plus 360, so 3.6-1. So, the Packers, it's kind of time, which I don't think I was ready to say coming into this year. I was ready to say, all right, the Packers to me are with the Commanders and the 49ers and the Buccaneers and the Rams. I had them with all of those teams, which is no slight, because I think all of those are really good teams who I still think can be in the NFC Championship. But I do think the Micah Parsons thing puts them ahead of those teams, which is pretty wild. I don't know about the Lions, because when you lose the coordinators and stuff, I don't know what that means. I'm not in the, you'd have to be in the organization to know, right? Is that really changing things that much? Are the Bears going to be that much better, for that, for the offensive coordinator, for Ben Johnson going to the Bears from the Lions? Or is it just they had a lot of really good players, and they have a lot of smart people in the Lions organization.
It's the Bears.
I mean, I think with the Lions, there's questions of the offensive line. Like any great team, right? You lose some of your better players. For the Lions, obviously, like Ragnow retires. And then the big thing for them is getting Hutchinson back on the defensive side. Is that going to be he is not Micah Parsons, but that's still a big boost to that defense that could be a difference maker. It's made the Packers season so much more fun. In an offseason where it felt a little bit more like more of the same, another wild card appearance, can Jordan Love take the next step? Yeah. Which one of these wide receivers is going to step up? Like, it was kind of starting to get to that Aaron Rodgers when they had like 4 or 5 years of like, they're going to win the division, but can they win the Super Bowl?
How do you think he's feeling? First round wide receiver, and they finally take a swing for a beast on defense.
I think if Rodgers was 36 and this had all happened, he'd be pretty fired up about it.
But he's mature now.
I think Rodgers is just trying to not
hang on for dear life. Yeah.
I get that sense.
All right. Well, we will talk more about this. I want to go through the over-unders right now of the wins for the division, and I want to talk about Jackson Churio, who comes back in just a ridiculous way yesterday north of the border. As we continue, it's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Break down all the lines, the locks, and the long shots with a weekly wager.
They need to play better if they're actually going to be contenders. Otherwise, they're going to be the exact same team that they were last year. The bets you're making are their futures. So what the team is now is not what the team will be.
With Josh DiMaggio and Ben Brust.
I don't have a great backbone, Joshy. I just don't. You're a worm.
Tune in Wednesdays from 6 to 7 p.m. live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
For the first time, you can stream all of ESPN all in one place. And guys, it's changed the game for me personally. All the best live sports, the most championship moments, studio shows, documentaries, and originals, too many to even name them all. Plus, all these great new features, like watching 4 games at once in multi-view, your fantasy team updates live in-game, Sports Center customized just for you. They thought of everything to make this the ultimate destination for fans. You gotta check it out. Sign up for the all-new ESPN app, like right now.
It's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
It's more than just a game. It's a cause worth cheering for. Join Sippy Hippie at the Coaches vs. Cancer Tailgate Friday, September 5th in Slinger. Fuel up with a full espresso bar, flavored Red Bulls, fresh lemonades, bakery treats, and check out the brand new cocktail lounge inside a vintage VW van. At Sippy Hippie, everyone's welcome because this is about more than coffee. It's about community and the fight against cancer. Come tailgate, celebrate, and make a difference at the 15th annual Coaches vs. Cancer game. Learn more or donate at sippyhippie.com.
Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhaffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199. Sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
And you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house. Baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go.
All right, so this is how Palermo's Picks is going to work today. It's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11. And it's coming up next hour. So it's going to be Bears 8, Vikings 9, Lions 10, Packers 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. And you're going to have to pick if you think the team's going to win that many games, if they're going to win more or less. We're all going to get our prediction on. It's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11. 8 for the Bears, 9 for the Vikings, 10 for the Lions, 11 for the Packers. And you'll have to go on the number.
Wouldn't this be easier to do over-under
above
halves
or low? No. It might be easier, but it's different. It's more fun.
It's you. It's Craig. It's Craig's way. I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Why? You're scared now? Because you
Why would I be scared?
Because you're scared.
What are you talking about? What am I
You're
scared
playing
of?
scared.
Yeah, you're scared. I can see it.
I see the fear in your eyes.
Yeah,
you know who I didn't see the fear in his eyes?
Who's that?
Jackson Churio.
Yeah, no doubt.
The guy comes back. His first ball he hits should have been a homer. The last ball he hits was a game-winning homer. The in between, he hits a base hit over 100 miles an hour. In his first major league game, after the guys missed a 14-game winning streak, after the guys missed the winningest month in the history of the team, he just slides right in there and has the first back-to-back home runs for the Brewers since Jackson Churio when he was back. That whole winning streak didn't have a back-to-back home run. He and Yelly, which let's not forget Yelly goes yard to the opposite field as well. And Yelly's putting up an MVP season and is being ignored for the MVP award. Just look at Kirk Gibson's numbers when he won the MVP. Yelly has surpassed those numbers already. Yelly should be in the MVP conversation, and Freddie should be in the Cy Young conversation. You know, neither of those guys are anywhere in the mix, and I get it, right?
Yeah, I don't get it for Freddie.
Right.
I don't think he'll win. I think Skeens will win. He's better than him.
Right.
Much
So Yelly is 270, 27, and 92.
Okay.
On the team that's the best in the league.
Yeah.
And then Freddie, by the way, leads the league in wins, which no one cares about for some reason. Because winning isn't that important.
No.
16-5 with a 2.68 ERA or 2.58 ERA. And, you know, he's going to lose to a guy who couldn't even last against the Brewers, right? Like, couldn't in the big spot. Like, sure, he could put up under a 2 ERA, but
Sal Frelick's taking a yard on the third pitch of the game.
But Paul Skeens is doing that, you know, not winning games. You know, when the games are on the line, he's giving up the runs, you know? I mean, Freddie's not even in the top 4 in the odds. Maybe after this yesterday, but Friday night when I looked at it, Freddie was worse than 60 to 1.
Yeah, that's the more insulting part. I mean, Skeens has got, you know, some good stats up there. His ERA is currently over 2, by the way.
Yeah, after last
game. It's a shame.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying it's not that different than
NL
Freddie's.
MVP stuff is just Ohtani's minus 5,000. It's basically.
Well, I saw Skeens was minus 2,000 for Cy Young, so that's over also.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't understand. So what has Paul Skeens done so much better than Freddie? He has.
So
his ERA is 2.05 and Freddie's is 2.58. So it's a half a run per 9 innings. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy isn't winning games.
He's 500, I think, right? He's like 7-7.
But I think if you're, I do, look, I don't want to be in a position where I feel like I have to defend Paul Skeens of all people. But I do think when you look at it, like, he doesn't get offensive support the way that Freddie does, and that's what establishes wins. Ultimately.
Right, I get it, but you don't think it should, some value for your team should be, so Paul Skeens wins.
I think more so in the MVP. If Cy Young is simply just your best pitcher out there.
Yeah.
And, like, it is such a singular thing.
And Skeens is 6.3 wins above replacement, which is tied with Sanchez from the Phillies for first. And Freddie is a 4.8 in that. So it's 6.3 to 4.8.
I mean, he's got a better ERA. He's got more strikeouts. He's got a lower, whip. Like, all those stats would point to it outside of wins, which I know sounds silly, but it's like at some point, if you are a great pitcher on a bad team, you literally can't go and create those for yourself.
Right. And I guess what I'm saying is should you be able to win the Cy Young Award if you're not impacting win, like if your team's going to come in last place.
But you just gave the WAR number, which is literally wins above replacement.
But it's one. So he's one different, or 1.5 wins different.
But that's a huge
over the
deal
course
in
of a
baseball.
season.
But in baseball, that's a massive.
I don't know. The Brewers have 24 more than the Pirates. I don't know that the one is that big a deal.
I mean, the WAR statistic is one that can be really infuriating in general.
Yes.
But ultimately, like an 8 WAR season is like an all-time MVP great season.
And Paul Skeens is an all-time great player. So if you can't win the MVP, like why should the Cy Young? So the Cy Young, it matters if your team's good or not. But the
MVP versus Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
All
right. Jason Wilde will join us. He'll talk about
WAR?
Micah Parsons.
Oh, okay.
No, Micah Parsons.
Oh, okay, my bad.
They should do a football war. Do they have that yet?
No, they don't.
Oh, I'm sure there's all sorts of advanced analytics, but I don't know. Like football's just more simple than that, right?
So,
like,
is it?
Simple. Football's easily.
But like you actually get to see it with like Micah Parsons basically had a half of a WAR, like half wins above replacement because he came into the Packers and their win total went up for the season by a half a win.
Yeah.
Right, but I guess I'm saying like the Pro Football Focus stats that people talk about, like the offensive linemen and the win rates of the like all that. Like I just don't think people care about any of those in football. Like we just play fantasy football. We want our catches, our yards, and our touchdowns, and we're good with that.
And welcome Alex Strofe to our fantasy football Little League.
Little League player. That's a big spot.
Bullied into it.
We'll talk about that later as Jason Wilde joins us next at Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One Collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One Collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One Collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Craving that crispy, cheesy, thick Detroit-style pizza? Well, now you got it with Screamin' Sicilian. Screamin' Sicilian delivers the crunch, the gooey cheese pull, and that light, airy crust that you love, all baked in its own pan for those crave-worthy caramelized edges straight from your home oven. You got the cheese, the pepperoni, multi-meat, or supreme. It's like dining out, but without the hefty bill. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section. Screamin' Sicilian, Detroit-style, thick, crispy, unapologetically screamin'.
Well, you and I, we make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get your picks right, you can cash in. Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks is the best way to cash in this football season. Which players are going to go off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the app, use code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Get ready to say goodbye to those bland seltzers at the ballpark. Carbless is proudly Wisconsin-born, crafted by real people. A husband and wife team who wanted better cocktails in a can. They're locally made and blissfully better. Carbless offers a bold, true cocktail flavor that's made for baseball fans. Available in fan-favorite flavors like lemon lime, black raspberry, cranberry, and mango. Bringing the craft cocktail bar to your seat. Refreshment that matches the energy of American Family Field is Carbless. Full of flavor, no sugar, and no carbs. Just game day bliss.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Easy to love me. Still I reach, find a way. I'm stuck here in between. I'm looking for the right words to say. I'm slowly drifting away. Wave after wave, wave after wave. I'm slowly drifting away. And it feels like I'm
Continuing on our topic of the day, we'll ask Jason Wilde now. Jason, what was the single most underrated thing in your years of attending the Wisconsin Sports Awards? Jason.
What?
I mean, that's what everyone who's been joining us has been telling us. What was the most underrated thing about the Wisconsin Sports Awards?
Tausch and Joe Thomas together on stage. I never thought two legendary tackles could be as funny and entertaining as they were.
Yeah.
And people forget about how good they were.
Yeah, I was saying this, Jason, we haven't been asking that, but this morning I was thinking the only thing
Really?
I could think of
I'm very surprised.
that
I
is
really
more
thought that
underrated than Micah Parsons was the Wisconsin Sports Awards. And Jason, what do you think about Micah Parsons in terms of how excited everyone is about him? And do you think it's like proper? Do you think we're underrating or over? Because I think we're underrating him because of his age, his athleticism. The fact that he hasn't done it in the postseason is working against him, but I don't think is a reason it should. Like, I'm even more all in on this than it seems, and how little was given up to get him, assuming these are like two picks around 25 and 28 and a year of Kenny Clark. Like, I think it's actually he's being underrated right now.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, and you know, I think you hit on several of the reasons why. Again, I don't know if the level of excitement we can say it's being underrated. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be Reggie White, which, by the way, another thing I love about him is that instead of saying, you know, paying his respects to Reggie and saying how great Reggie was, and then saying I'm my own person, I need to be take my own path. He just dove right in, like cannonball into the pool of those those comparisons. So I was really impressed by that. But it's a couple of things about this that you mentioned that are kind of mind-boggling. One, Kenny Clark was beloved in that locker room, revered. But Goody wasn't keeping him around after this year. He turns 30 on October 4th. He did not play great last year. He had an injury, but he also was miscast in this defense. I was talking to him earlier in camp, and he was talking about how I've always been a nose tackle, and they had him lining up as a shade on either side of the center. He was uncomfortable, and he wasn't effective. So this was it for him. They were going to get that contract off their books next year. Now they got it off this year, and it was even more convenient for them. So as much as everyone loves Kenny, the people who made the decision were, I joked about this earlier in the week, like, I'm sure they pretended to Jerry Jones. Oh, I don't know. It's really hard to part with Kenny. Okay, if that's the deal breaker, Jerry, then I guess we'll have to do it. But that part of it, the price tag is way lower than Evan Cohen and I and others thought. Secondly, it's what you said about being 26. Look, this is why it never made sense that Goody would pursue a Trey Hendrickson or would pursue a TJ Watt. They were on the other side of 30. Their best football, while they still may play very good football, was behind them. And in Micah Parsons' case, he's a 3-time All-Pro. He is a 4-time Pro Bowler in his first 4 seasons. And you can argue that his best football is still ahead of him. So those are all the reasons why this is something every Packers fan has every right to be extremely excited about. But I thought Courtney Cronin on Unsportsmanlike did make a really good point, and that was that you don't make this move unless you're feeling some pressure to win now and you don't think what you have is going to be sufficient. And that's exactly what they did. And now the expectation is there for them to win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years.
I don't know. I think that's true if you gave up like 4 first-rounders and if Kenny Clark, was 25 years old. I mean, Greg, you were about to jump in on something that I didn't feel like this was some all-in thing. They gave up 2 picks that they think will be 28 and 30. Like, I don't know that this is
probably
some
more
all-in
about the contract, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you gave up 2 picks, Kenny Clark, and then you paid him an average of, it's closer to what, $43 million a
right.
year?
And you're saying when you have Jordan Love already, not on a rookie quarterback, so you're paying 2 guys that much, right? That, I guess, is some of the all-in of it. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, with the money that the NFL gets, I mean, $100 million. What is that, Jason?
Like, going to make much more money than Micah Parsons.
What is that? Like, 12% of the salary cap? It's going to be up to $1 billion soon.
Yeah, I don't know where the cap is going, and again, the structure of this, I think, gives them these 2 years where it's manageable to carry both of them. I mean, I don't know what this means for Rashawn Gary going forward, right? There's another very large contract, not nearly as large as this, but if he takes advantage of having Micah Parsons on the opposite side of him and has a renaissance season. I mean, the guy's never had double-digit sacks. If he has a big year, what does that do with how he fits into your financial picture? Again, it's not about the actual money. It is about the cap space. And for the next 2 years, it is not devastatingly that they can't function. Goody mentioned it to us on Friday that the way it's structured, they're still able to get stuff done with guys if they want to keep them. I don't think there's a lot of guys on that list, but somebody out of the wide receiver group they have to keep. They can't churn the entire thing over. And maybe on the offensive line, they decide one of those guys that they've got that is in a last year of his contract, whether it's Rasheed Walker, which I doubt, or Sean Ryan, that they can pay one of those guys too. Look, I agree that the price tag is not nearly as high as we thought, but let's not forget what team we're talking about here. This team does not give up first-round picks. They just don't do it. And so for them to do it not for 1 year but 2 years does tell me that Goody, who believes so strongly in developing his team and how valuable his draft picks are and how good he believes, I mean, not good, outstanding he believes he and his personnel staff are at identifying draft talent. This is a big price tag for him based on what he would normally do with those picks. It just is.
Jason, we talk about how uncharacteristic this is for the Packers, and in most organizations, right, the owner is right there as part of the decision-making process. There's all these reports about Ed Policy now taking that role with the Packers, pounding the table for Micah Parsons. How much do you think his presence affected this sort of uncharacteristic move for the Packers to go out, give out the first-round draft picks, pay the big money for a player like Micah Parsons.
And if this was last year and the draft was coming to Green Bay and it was Mark Murphy, how would this all have played out?
Murphy would have never given up that moment.
Both really good questions. I don't think it's, and again, I wasn't in the room, so I suppose it's possible that Ed and his penny loafers jumped up on the table and was admonishing Goody, you have to do this, you have to do this. I think it's more subtle than that, and I think it goes back to that day at the end of the off-season program when a group of us sat with Ed in the alumni suites, and he was very clear about not extending Goody or LaFleur's contracts before the season and not wanting lame duck coaches and general managers. So they're under contract this year and next year. If they go 10-7 this year, they're the 6-7 seed, and then they lose in the first round of the playoffs. What they probably do is add a year onto each of their contracts so they're not lame ducks. I don't think they get fired if they lose a playoff game in the first round. But he adds 1 year, not a multi-year extension. And then if they do the same thing in 2026, I think there's a distinct possibility that Ed Policy says, look, we're good, we're not great. And, I was raised by a guy who ran the San Francisco 49ers in their heyday. This isn't good enough. We're here. This is title town. And he decides to go a different direction with the coach and GM. Now they have taken a huge swing because they know that that's not that far down the road, in my opinion. And they decide, all right, this – and let's be clear, too. I think it's important to give Goody credit for this because he's now gotten, I would argue, 3 guys that their team should have never let out of their building. Like Josh Jacobs, the Raiders obviously have had their issues over the last X number of years. Then they go out and draft a running back in the first round. Like Josh Jacobs was still very productive for them, and they probably should have worked something out with him, and they didn't. Xavier McKinney, how the Giants let him out of their building is mind-boggling to me. And now Micah Parsons, the fact that this got to where it did with the Cowboys is equally mind-boggling. So give Goody credit for picking up 3 guys that should have never been available to him. But if that's not, if he's going to get a multi-year contract extension from Ed Policy, this is the kind of move that then you're in an NFC championship game or you're in a Super Bowl. I'm not going to say you have to win a title because it's hard on that Super Bowl Sunday for everything to go your way and win the game. But if they're doing that, that's what changes the dynamic for his future and for LaFleur's future as well.
You saw what Jason did there with the 6'7", trying to appeal to the Gen Z people. Always doing that, Jason. I get what you're doing there.
You're so annoying with that.
What?
You.
Jason? No, I'm saying Jason did
He
it.
didn't do that on purpose.
Yes, he did.
He doesn't even know what that is.
He did.
I don't know what it is, but I did do it on purpose because I've heard it in my house.
Oh, so you do know what it is?
Yes, he has kids that age, so he's getting a 6'7" in.
The only person that has explained to me what 6'7" is how old are you, Craig?
50.
50-year-old Craig Karmazin. That's the only person who's explained it to me.
I don't know what it is. I just hear it. I don't know what it is.
It's not actually anything. It's not anything.
You know what it is?
It's from that Toot Toot song, right? Skrilla?
Who the hell's Skrilla?
It was from a song.
Like I'm drunk.
And
What's
then,
happening?
I mean,
right
Will, you're the what? Like we've got like a young, hip 23-year-old here.
I've asked a lot of people, and I also do not know what it means.
Right.
Yeah,
maybe not hip then.
Yeah. All right. As we continue with Jason Wilde,
6'7".
We will have more Jason Wilde as we roll on. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
still super curious to see how this season plays out. This has just ratcheted up that intrigue for me. But I'm not just going to hand them the George Halas NFC Championship trophy because, like you just said, there are other teams that still – I'm guessing they all had sticker shock when they saw the Packers got Micah Parsons, and they all thought, what the hell are the Cowboys doing trading this guy within our conference? I'm sure that the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy were like, oh, well, this is great. But it still has to work, and I think it more likely than not will, but some of the other question marks still are there, even though they now have Micah Parsons on their team.
One of those question marks is the health of the wide receivers, the quarterback, what that's all going to look like heading into week one. We've talked a lot about the defense, Jason, being around the team. How confident should Packers fans be in this offense, at least for the first week, 2 weeks of the season? We know when everything gets clicking, the brilliance of Matt LaFleur, the just pure physical ability of Jordan Love, the number of different talented guys they have to catch the ball. But offensively, what can fans expect this team to look like opening up a week from today against the Detroit Lions?
I would like to publicly thank my guy Jordan Love, because Dontavion Wicks and Jaden Reed, who I really enjoy my interactions with. I think I've built a really good rapport with both of them, and they trust me that I'm going to do the job the right way and respect them. They were making fun of. I was being bullied in the locker room by them. They told me that I worry too much, that they have so much chemistry built up that there's nothing to worry about when it comes to their offense hitting the ground running when the season starts. And then God bless Jordan Love for saying, yeah, that should be a concern. I missed time. Those guys have missed time. It's going to take a while to get to where we want to be. So I immediately referred them both to their quarterback, who acknowledged what I thought was obvious, that that's not ideal for hitting the ground running. Now, can it happen within a week? Can it happen within, the practices that start tomorrow? In preparation for the Lions, and then maybe it takes a couple series before they start clicking in the game next Sunday. It could happen that quickly, but those guys were giving me a hard time. They thought I was being, because I like to call myself a helicopter beat reporter, that they thought that I was being too much of a worrywart, and so I think it's a valid concern. That doesn't mean that it'll come to fruition. They may hit the ground running, and they'll be able to say, "We told you so." But I think there's, especially with the component of Love, right? Like, it was just those two, and then they had all week to practice. And let's not forget, Jaden Reed's playing with a Jones fracture in his foot. Most players don't play through that. Now, I don't know how severe it is, but I know that's an accurate diagnosis from the people I talk to. That's not something that's easy to play through, and he is choosing to do so. So there are layers to this concern that I think are valid.
By the way, if I was being bullied by Dontavion Wicks, I would just be like, you led the team in targets last year and were 5th in yards and had half the receiving yards of Jaden Reed. So,
that's why Jason gets the respect of the locker room for doing things the right way.
How do you think Dontavion would react if you said that to him, knowing him as well as you do?
I don't think we're quite there yet, that I could do that. Like, I could have probably done that with Devontae Adams, but he would have never been first in targets and 5th in receptions, so I couldn't have done that one.
Yeah, okay. I feel like me and Dontavion are not there either. So I would not say that either, on the air or off the air. I would not.
A lot of ball game left.
Yeah. That was very hypothetical, Dontavion. If you are listening, I would not say that either.
It's a strong name, Dontavion.
Yeah, it is. Jason, the Packers won 11 games last year, and Jordan Love was healthy for how many of them?
Well, he missed 2.
I'm saying, was Jordan Love healthy for 5 games last year, for 8 games last year, for 1 game last year? Like, I know no one's healthy in the NFL, but how much was the injury a factor for Jordan Love, not just in the games he missed, but throughout, with the multiple injuries throughout the whole season last year?
Are you saying that he's injury prone? Are you agreeing with Kyle Wallace that he's injury prone?
I'm saying that he had
slippery slope.
Yes, it is.
I am saying that he had an injury impacted season last year, and that he proved that he's not overly injury prone, that he was able to play through it in the way he did.
Well said, Greg.
Wait till I tell Jordan and Dontavion what you've been saying today.
Yes.
Look, I think he had recovered from the knee injury just in time to suffer the groin injury in Jacksonville. Okay, so maybe he had a game or two where he was healthy before Jacksonville, and he suffers that injury that nags him for a couple more weeks. But down the stretch, he was healthy-ish, healthy enough, right? I mean, again, and I'm not saying you're doing this, Craig, but it does feel like everyone wants Jordan, who I like him too. I really do. Like he's a fantastic dude. But it seems like everybody wants to make excuses for him.
No, Jason, I just want to make I want to make excuses for him like I did for Aaron Rodgers.
No.
I'm a Packer quarterback apologist.
Right, but you're and this is why I was trying to stop you there, because you're one of the rare ones that made excuses for Rodgers too. Most people don't, right? Dude plays an entire year with a broken thumb. Brett Favre is the toughest guy in the NFL ever to play with a broken thumb on his throwing hand. Rodgers just sucked in 2022. I know Stroph's heard me say that before. Rodgers plays with a torn calf muscle, and, well, he played poorly in the game that they melted down in Seattle, and so he sucks because he couldn't get it done in the playoffs. Like, people don't give him the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like maybe we are guilty at times of giving Jordan a little bit too much slack for, oh, well, he was playing with a groin injury, right? Now, again, I'm not saying that those weren't legitimate injuries, but the fan base, or portions of the fan base, so desperately want him to be the guy that we try to explain away some of his failings and blame it on that. Let's also point out they won 11 games, and they played the AFC South, which stunk. Like, I understand that you can only play who's on your schedule, but I'm not sure that they were a significantly better team, at least offensively, last year. And even though they had 2 more wins than they had the previous season, and let's not also forget that 2 of those wins, while I don't believe in quarterback wins, came with the other guy playing quarterback.
Yep. And they also lost Aaron Jones, who was actually like a better wins over replacement when I look at my analytics than Jacobs was last year. I look at
they didn't lose Aaron Jones; they got rid of him.
Yes, Aaron Jones the year before as compared to Jacobs last year in terms of actual wins over replacement, above replacement. But Jason, I know this was like part of like them saying they didn't want him to run as much, but like I look at 247 rushing yards in 23 for Jordan Love and 83 last year, a third of the rushing yards. I mean, that's got to say something about his comfort level with the groin and his comfort level physically, right? That he didn't really run the ball at all last year?
That was part of it for sure. Again, he missed 2 games and half of a third. So that factors in a little bit. But yeah, of course, you have leg injuries. You're less of a believer in your ability to run. I would also quickly add, though, that he's not Lamar Jackson. Like, he's never going to be a running quarterback. What his superpower is with his legs is a lot like what Rodgers had, except he doesn't extend plays quite as long. But it's the ability to make, and I was talking to a couple of coaches about this a couple weeks ago, his ability to make subtle movements within the pocket to avoid sacks. If you look at his sack numbers from his first year to his second year, I think they dropped in like half. Like, even while he was playing with that injury, he is really, really good at just making those subtle movements to get out of harm's way and make the throw.
Jason, as we get ready for the season opener a week from today, obviously coming out of camp, it feels like so many familiar names, Micah Parsons being new. But what are like 6, 7 guys that we should be keeping our eye out for?
I don't know why that makes me laugh so much, but you guys we're beating that horse to death. Look, let's start on offense, right? Because there's probably more than 6, 7. Because as you guys have heard me talk about all offseason, and Goody actually acknowledged it when we were talking to him earlier in the week, like, they just have so many second, third, and fourth year guys. Like, you look back 22, 23, 24, 25 drafts, like, they just have so many guys that they are relying on to elevate their games that have shown some really great moments, but not that consistency. So we obviously know it's Love. I think Tucker Kraft is poised to be one of the top 5 tight ends in the league. So if he keeps at his trajectory, he could be really, really special. But they want to run a lot of 2 tight end stuff. So they need Luke Musgrave to stay healthy and be the guy that we've seen glimpses of more often. We already talked about the wide receivers. All those guys fit into that bucket. And then they're counting on Rasheed Walker because it certainly looks to me, based on the practices we've seen, we don't get to see 11 on 11 anymore because training camp is over. But it sure looks to me like he's going to be the opening day left tackle. And I think the idea of rotating left tackles sounds like a bad idea to me. And then on defense, the Tucker Kraft of the defense, who has shown that he can be really, really good and now has to elevate to an elite level in his second year, is Edgerrin Cooper. Like, I'm fascinated to see what he does. But I'm even more intrigued by 2 guys that I've been talking about having to elevate their game significantly all offseason. And now they got Micah Parsons to play with. And that's LVN and Rashawn Gary. I think what their plan would be for a 4-man rush in obvious passing downs would be Parsons and Gary on the outside and LVN and Devontae Wyatt on the inside. Okay? So that, to me, strikes me as a pretty fearsome foursome there. And then Quay Walker, we're talking about guys that they may not bring back because they spent on Micah Parsons. I'm super curious to see what this means for Quay, because if he has the kind of season that Jeff Hafley thinks he can have in their system while playing alongside Edgerrin Cooper, he could have a really big year for them. So those are kind of the guys that I think of. I would add Evan Williams to some degree, but I think he's so steady that he's going to have 4 or 5 interceptions, not 6, 7, and be really productive and a really good player for them. And then the last thing is with the corners, those guys have to stay healthy. I don't know if Nate Hobbs is going to be ready for Sunday or not. I think they're okay if he's not, because I think with Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon outside and Javon Bullard in the slot, they're still in good shape. But the margin for error there with the unproven guys behind those guys is less than ideal.
I feel like LVN should have just been a throw-in in that deal. Like, if the Cowboys had held out for him, like, that wouldn't have blown up that deal. And then,
but I also kind of think they're like, you rotate in an additional pass rusher, or is he just
No, I'm saying it's good for the Packers to keep him, because why not? But I'm saying, like, if you're the Cowboys, like, couldn't you have gotten him as a throw-in? Like, would the Packers really have not done the deal, and wouldn't he have been worth it on a rookie contract?
They're really worried about the run defense.
I'm saying, but then they could have said, like, they could have said, "Hey, we got a pass rusher back." Like,
I'm just amazed at how insanely athletic that linebacker core is.
Oh my God, it's so
for the
fun.
Packers. When you look at Quay and Micah, Cooper, Sean Gary.
I'm actually excited for the corners because I feel like the corners aren't that good, and I think that once you have a really good pass rush, it takes so much pressure off of them, and so I think that's
100%.
They're the big beneficiary. You know what I mean? Like Keyshawn Nixon.
They're
like
still the worst group on the team, but I'm
but don't you feel like
I feel much better about it.
I feel a lot better right now than I did.
Like if they get to cover for like a second less, that's probably
Jason,
different.
I only have one question for you. What's your favorite WIAC school, Eau Claire or La Crosse?
Oshkosh.
Okay. Jason mixed up Goody's alma mater on.
Well, so look, I just want to point out again.
Like Jason gets 99%, 99.9% of the things that he says.
Do we not hold each other accountable around here?
I guess.
We keep certain things in the locker room. I mean, do we really need to bring it out, in front of the media here, Strophy?
So you guys got to go, I know. But what was great about that, and I did not do that on purpose. I wasn't playing 4D chess by misstating where he went to school. But what was great about it is that it again, his guard was dropped, right? Like, I got a lot of grief earlier in the week. And apparently Nick Wright on one of the Fox debate shows was going after those of us in the Green Bay media for allowing Twitter to decide what questions we ask. about Micah Parsons, and then lo and behold, they traded for Micah Parsons. But I had that line to Goody about how I don't normally apologize for my questions, but maybe I should, given how long they are. And he chuckled and said, "Yeah, you should." But Strofe, you're the first person that pointed this out to me. His answer to that was so un-Goody-like. Mm-hmm. And it turns out it was un-Goody-like because they'd already agreed to the parameters of the trade.
Right, and just so people know, the question Jason asked is, when do you decide to take those big swings, and what is the difference making, that leads you to take those big swings?
The answer was just incredible.
Yeah, it was great. And so that was not me being second level. That was me. I knew he went to lacrosse. I don't know why I said Eau Claire, but his reaction, and then the reaction to him dogging people that went to Eau Claire, I thought was really funny. So I'm glad that I misspoke. I'm glad he dropped his guard again, because I thought we've gotten a lot of things out of him that I would have never thought we'd get out otherwise.
Eau Claire, lovely city.
Now you're just sucking up to Jason. Oh, it was such a great answer. You tried to call him out.
No, we talked about it on Weekly Wildy. Me and Jason have talked a million times this week, given the week it's been. But that answer, when Goody he showed his cards, which he never does. And that's why I was so taken aback on Thursday morning when we talked on Weekly Wildy, and then you can throw out half the program because 4 hours later they traded for Micah Parsons officially. But it just didn't sound like the general manager. I mean, you guys have listened to him before. He's boring as hell. He doesn't say anything. And when he was asked about Micah Parsons, on what day was that, Jason? Wednesday?
Yeah, it's just interesting now that Strophe didn't just hey, Jason, I just want to say that your question this week got more out of Goody than I've ever heard anyone get out of Goody.
I didn't want to bring that.
And I'm just so appreciative to be a teammate of yours and to get to be part of Weekly Wildy. And I just feel so fortunate.
All of this is true.
All right, thanks, Jason.
All right, guys, take care. Be good.
Bye, Jason.
All right, there you have it. Jason Wildy joining us.
Been a rough morning for me.
In what way?
Well, you two are dogging me, which is not abnormal. And
Will,
then,
is that a fair? What have we said to dog him in any way?
I can't even remember. I think you're just being a little soft, Strofe.
Well, that's not abnormal either. But the other part of this is I feel like the oldest man in the room because of all the 6'7" references, and I'm the youngest.
I don't
guy
even know what you're talking about with that either. All right, more Sunday Karma as we continue. It's ESPN Wisconsin.
Looking to heat up a career in HVAC?
Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling in Milwaukee is now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Family owned and operated, Dick & Trough offers competitive wages, a 401k match, health insurance benefits, and a winning, positive team culture that sets them apart. This is more than a job. It's a chance to grow with a company that truly values its people. Apply now to become their newest team member at dickandtrough.com. Dick & Trough Heating and Cooling. Come see the difference. Apply at dickandtrough.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $200 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. The biggest sports stories in Wisconsin. Talked about by Wisconsin sports fans. For Wisconsin sports fans.
The Bucks aren't answering the phone. It's as simple as that. They shouldn't answer the phone because you don't just get... I don't care if you give me 65 first-round picks. You're not getting another Giannis.
Right. So my natural take here is going to, I'm going Packers here.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers in the home opener as well.
Yeah, the Packers going to come in and they got to prove something. They got to play with a chip on their shoulder, and I think they beat Detroit week
Jason,
1.
do you think this is crazy that all four of us just picked the Packers in week 1?
Congratulations, you've now assured the fact that the Lions will win.
This is Sunday Karma, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue. Alongside Greg Scalzo, Alex Strofe, and Kyle Wallace, here's Good Karma Brands founder and CEO Craig Karmazin.
Continuing on Sunday Karma, it has been a wide-ranging show to this point. What was that?
Nothing. We're just reacting off of our off-the-air conversation.
Okay. So we have talked a lot of Micah Parsons this morning. We've talked a little Milwaukee Brewers. And, Greg, you gave the stat on the Brewers of their record against first-place teams this year.
17-3?
15-2.
15-2.
Thanks for listening. Yep, 15-2,
Nice.
which is unbelievable. And they've won every one of those series.
Yeah.
Which you would assume, but they didn't go 1-2 in a 3-game series. They've won every series and are 15-2.
And looking for another win today, which is just remarkable. I texted this to you guys earlier today. I understand how good they are, and good teams do stuff like this. But it seems like they're even better against the good or great teams in the MLB, which is just it solidifies them that much further as a World Series team.
Right. Well, that's it.
And we've been saying for a few months now, we think they're World Series good. But when you show up against a potential World Series opponent, the way they have this weekend on the road, it just continues to further the mindset of, oh my God, like there's a real shot this team can win a title. And Churio comes back the way he has, as Craig alluded to a bit earlier. I'm just taken aback by the magnitude of how good they are, the levels of how good they are.
Well, they're just so deep and consistent. Like
McGill goes on IL this week, and you barely notice because Abner Uribe's been that good.
They have so much depth everywhere, and I think that, outside of the Dodgers, who are basically winning based on just pure star power, you might throw the Phillies in that category too.
We'll find out.
But Brewers are so deep that it doesn't matter. They can survive some of the injuries. They can survive some of the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. Okay, Andrew Vaughn's a hero for 3 weeks, then he goes ice cold, but it doesn't matter because there's other guys to pick him up. And once you get into the playoffs, like, it's going to give them a lot of versatility, but it's still the playoffs. You're still going to have to win those series once you get deep into it. Brewers fans should be confident, should be excited. They have the pitching. They've got the bevy of bats. They've got the bullpen. It's just a matter of really locking down that 1 seed, right? I mean, that's all they should be focused on. It's all Brewers fans should be focused on. Once you get into the playoffs, we'll see what happens, but just get that 1 seed to give yourself the best.
So you don't care about 100 wins?
No.
Means nothing.
I mean, it means something, but
but
if you told me they got 100 wins, but
right, and the Phillies got 101, right?
I would rather have them win 98 and get that 1 seed.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point, there's one thing that Brewers fans need, and it's a World Series.
Yep.
And if they win the pennant to get to the World Series...
When you say the one thing they need is a World Series, obviously, I think you're indicating winning a World Series.
Yes.
But getting to a World Series
would be unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't be of the mode. And
I agree. Winning the pennant would be
It'd be electric.
It's like the old Rookie of the Year movie. The thing that always drove me nuts in Rookie of the Year was like they win the pennant, but they lose like their two best pitchers. Yes, I'm breaking down a child classic from the 1990s. They lose their two best pitchers, and like they never talk about what happened in the World Series. It's just like the Cubs won the pennant. Like, it's unbelievable. There is a little bit of that where if the Brewers win the pennant, it's going to be such a monumental event.
I did not see that coming.
Did you ever see the movie?
No.
What?
I don't watch movies, guys. We've been over this.
I mean,
Will, have you seen the movie?
Millions of times.
Okay.
He's a baseball guy.
Henry Rowan-Gardner gets hurt
but
in the
he's a
final
White Sox
game.
fan.
The
so-
Rocket gets hurt in the final game.
Yeah, I mean, so to go into the World Series without Henry or the Rocket, I mean, you're in trouble. Going into the World Series.
You're pulling a Benny Brust. Semi-obscure movie reference.
This is not a semi-obscure
Rookie of the
movie.
Year
It's
is
a childhood
not
classic.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year not obscure in any
Outside
way.
of The Sandlot, that's probably the number 2 most formative.
If you're gonna say, if you're gonna say the movie where,
Moneyball.
if you're gonna say the movie where the
Major League.
kid manages the Minnesota Twins, like,
yes.
What about Field of Dreams?
not
Oh, yeah,
obscure.
good call. Good
Not
call.
obscure.
No, he's saying formative.
Yeah,
childhood
formative.
classic.
Not even formative. That's more like a father and sons movie. I
Yes.
feel like, you know,
Father and son.
Like I would put like
Wish I could relate.
Sandlot.
Yeah.
That you don't have.
No, he
What?
does. He just has like 4 of them at this point.
Fathers?
I mean, fathers, stepfathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
6, 7.
6, 7 of them.
you have like Angels in the Outfield. You have Rookie of the Year, and you have like The Sandlot. I feel like those are kind of your go-tos.
The Natural is like sort of creepy, like, interesting, different, also baseball classic movie that goes in
the
there.
Brewers winning the pennant versus the World Series.
Which is more like this year's closest to Angels in the Outfield if you had to compare it to any one of those. Like Bob Uecker, like if you were comparing this Brewer season to a great baseball movie.
Wouldn't it be Moneyball?
Ooh, Moneyball and the long winning streak.
Yeah.
I think Angels in the Outfield won.
Well, the A's never
Moneyball
won
too.
the pennant, though.
But that hasn't happened yet. The long winning streak, as much as I want to rip on Strofe, I think that's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah, I think, although
Thanks, Greg.
you could argue that that the Miz and Henry Rowan-Gardner have a lot of similarities.
They kind of do, actually, yeah.
Just in terms of their youthful enthusiasm and how, like,
Are you aware how tall
they're
Miz is?
jumping up and down all the time.
Are you aware of the height of Jacob Mizraski?
Are you aware of the height of Henry Rowan-Gardner?
I can't say.
6'7" versus 4'7", I would say.
4'7".
Is he really 6'7"?
Yeah.
Miz is 6'7".
Okay, I just want to make sure we're allowed to say 6'7" on the show because Strophe gets all mad when he hears 6'7". Okay, so Henry Rowan-Gardner is probably more like 4'7". Yeah, very different, but still some similarities in terms of the
aware of the height
Former
of Henry?
guest on Scalzo and Brust. We had Henry Rowan-Gardner in studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
he was in Madison for Comic-Con. I don't know. He's an American Pie star. Do you know who we're talking about?
No clue. I'll Google it in a second. But who's the guy you called ugly and got in a Twitter beef with?
Oh, that was Alexi Lawless.
And I didn't call him ugly.
That
I
was
said
so
he
out of character. That is bizarre, Greg, that you did
I
that.
didn't call him ugly.
It's one of my all-time
He's an
favorite
American
Scalzo.
hero.
I know. It's my all-time favorite Scalzo story.
I said that he was the ugliest of the hottest of the male athletes. Like
No, you
soccer
called him
play-
ugly.
I didn't call him ugly.
No, you did.
Yeah, you did.
I might have.
And
I
Greg
don't
hasn't
remember.
tweeted since. Greg has stayed off Twitter since his Alexi Lawless Twitter beef.
Twitter was a different place. back then.
2013.
You found it?
Yeah. I didn't say Lawless was ugly in a vacuum, just among his population of professional soccer players.
They are the hottest of the professional athletes, or for men, are the male soccer players.
But you did say he's an ugly soccer
And I said
player.
he was the ugliest of the. That's like. It's like saying you're the
Right, the ugliest
shortest
supermodel.
You're the shortest of the Antetokounmpos. Like, Thanasis is still 6'7".
Right.
You know, and so.
It's like being the worst MLB player. You still made it to the big leagues.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's ugly. It's just like out of all the soccer players, like he's not Cristiano Ronaldo. What do you want him to do?
All right, we'll get back to breaking down baseball movies as we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Micah Parsons has been traded to the green and gold.
When you have a defense like that we already know is really good, and then you add a guy like that, NFC Championship games should be very familiar.
I can't believe it, but it's real, and it is spectacular.
You talked about good team, knocking on the door. Brian Gutekunst put his foot through the door, knocked it open, put the entire league on notice with this trade.
Stay up to date with the news right here here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
At Tony Wendorf and Associates First Weber Group, we believe in the human side of real estate. For us, it's faith, family, and friends in that order. We live that every single day. I'm Tony Wendorf. We move fast, negotiate with confidence, and communicate clearly so our clients win. We operate from a place of gratitude, having donated nearly $200,000 back to our community since 2020. You deserve a team that delivers a luxury experience no matter the price point. Contact us today to get started. Tony Wendorf and Associates, trusted knowledge, superior service. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhaffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199. Sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Kyle Brust-Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal and Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal and Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies, they're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal and Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal and Associates at teamgrimal.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with zero sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing, from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN, and don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
Home buyers are raving about their experiences with the Citizens Bank mortgage team.
Aaron helped me get pre-approved really fast, like before the open house even started.
I called Devin so many times with questions, and he always answered.
It's more than a mortgage. It's your future. And at Citizens Bank, we make it personal. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/mortgage. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. NMLS 746419.
You're listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Continuing on Sunday Karma, of course, did not mention my favorite baseball movie of all time, Amazing Grace and Chuck.
What do you want me to say to that? Gary Busey's in that movie?
He is the Rocket in Rookie of the Year?
Oh, Thomas Ian Nicholas is who plays Henry Rowan-Gardner, who's also in American Pie.
That's what right. Greg said last segment.
I literally said that, yeah.
I'm sorry, I've been doing my own research.
And he's in American Pie, too.
He was the friend. He was like the core friend of Jason Biggs in American Pie.
He was the one with Tara Reid.
Tara Reid, yeah. One that got away.
Yeah?
Yeah. Tara Reid, there was brief linking of us in the tabloids. Tara Reid and me, both from New Jersey.
Yeah.
She came to Milwaukee for a charity softball event. Steve Haywood put me on the phone with her at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Lots of interesting things.
Could have been.
Yeah, really.
Never too late.
Remember, everyone remembers Taradise, her hit show on E. No?
I don't remember Taradise.
No.
I don't know that I've watched many shows on E. Wasn't that what Catching Kelsey was on?
Yeah.
That was Travis Kelsey's dating show. I watched that back in 2016, I think.
The best show was the one.
I haven't watched Rookie of the Year. That's unbelievable.
The best show was the one
like
on
crappy
E
television.
with the backup Eagles wide receiver who was married to the Playboy.
Eric Decker and
No, not Eric Decker. Nope.
Married to Kendra.
Yes, Kendra Wilkinson.
Yep.
And the Eagles wide receiver. That was a good show. He was great. I
Hank Basket.
Yes, Hank Basket.
Okay. I haven't heard that name in a long
Kendra
time.
and Hank. Yeah, that was.
What's like your go-to non-sports television show? What do you watch?
I don't watch shows.
You don't watch shows at all?
No, I try to get through shows outside of the NBA season.
But you've never done like a Love Island or anything?
No.
I think you would like
watched,
that.
No, I've watched shows in my life, and
but I think you
I
would
watched
like
the
Love
last
Island.
episode of Survivor, the first season, because it had become such a hit. But since I've started the company, I don't watch a lot of shows.
We should get you into Love Island. or Love is Blind.
No,
I think you would like those.
No,
crappy...
I would like them, but I don't. It's not
because I think they're his speed.
There's not an ROI for me on it.
Doing?
Why are you trying to pressure him to watching horrible television?
Because horrible television makes the world go round, Gregory.
I don't know if it does.
Yes, it does.
The fact you don't watch movies, but you're like, I want to watch Love Island explains a lot about where you're at. You can't even understand basic references that we have to pop culture.
Have you seen Shawshank? Have you seen Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, I think so.
Have you seen The Godfather?
No, definitely seen The Godfather.
You would know.
Definitely seen The Godfather.
Yeah.
Have you seen the second Godfather?
I have not. No, I've only seen the first one.
Yeah, those are two.
That's better. Yeah,
I think you just named 3 of the top 10 films of all time.
Good Will Hunting?
I haven't seen. No, I've not seen Good Will Hunting. I've never seen any of the Star Wars. I've only watched the first Harry Potter. I've never seen any of the Lord of the Rings. What are other classics?
Goodfellas.
No, I don't think so.
How did you go
I've seen The
straight
Big
to-
Lebowski?
Went straight to Harry Potter when listing.
Very bizarre.
Amazing
My
movies.
girlfriend has
Sopranos, The Wire.
My girlfriend has a Harry
shows?
Potter tattoo, and I've only seen the first one.
What's the tattoo?
Lumos. I don't
think you could ask that.
Am I not allowed to ask that?
Oh, really?
I didn't ask where it was.
It's on the wrist. I'll
No.
tell you. Okay. It's very visible.
Breaking Bad.
I've seen Breaking Bad. That's a show, though.
Band of Brothers.
I don't know what that is.
That's my favorite of all time.
The Wire.
It's a miniseries.
No, never done The Wire.
All right. See, okay. Well, there you go.
I've done Love Island. I've done The Bachelorette. Done Love is Blind. Done The Circle.
Now shut it down.
one?
It's all NFL here on out.
Yeah, that's true.
Brewers
Temptation
and
Island.
football.
You know what Temptation Island is?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is.
Can I explain to you the premise?
I cannot sit through any of those shows. I don't have.
Let
the
me
patience
explain
for
to you
it.
the premise of Temptation Island and how uncomfortable it'll make you, and then you can tell me whether or not you'd watch it. Okay.
Okay.
So the premise is 4 couples, four men, 4 women who are dating. They're in established relationships. They go to an island. They split them in half. So the 4 women go in a house for 30 days with 12 single men. And vice versa, that the 4 men go in a house with 12 single women. They have to date them and whatnot. And then at the end of every episode, they show the people that are in couples an out of context clip of their significant other. And sometimes it's just like, they're doing the thing with somebody else and whatnot. It's very uncomfortable.
So you just have 4 couples that want to break up with each other?
Who are really good looking and they want to be on TV?
Correct. Yeah. And then at the end, they either sometimes people propose to them after they watch them make out with somebody else. It's quite uncomfortable. It's my favorite show, though.
Yeah. So Micah Parsons.
I wanted to turn your mic off during that whole
Yeah, me too.
Next time, just do it, Will.
So Micah Parsons comes to the Packers and signs an extension, right? Which the Cowboys had gotten to the point where it was like, okay, play your 5th year, on this dollars and walk or be traded. Like they were not going to sign him to an extension at that point. So you look at the fact that now the Packers have their signature defensive player locked up. They have Jordan Love obviously locked up as the future of this team. You look at this franchise, there is a stability around it. So when Jason brought up the idea that they're not extending LaFleur, they're not extending Goody, like, that's kind of interesting to me. Well, that was the thing that jumped out to me, that I was like, do you have to do it the year before? Like, it seems like this franchise is in the right place. So what would happen? Like, you'd all of a sudden, like, there's some injuries, so then Goody didn't do a good job with the roster?
So I'm glad you say that, because I think you got to view them separately, right? If you're at policy, you view them separately. I don't think Goody could do any more than what he did the last 2 off seasons to secure his job long term. Right, when you think about the McKinneys, the Jacobs, drafting Golden in the first round, taking that swing.
But like you already think Golden is
taking Golden in the first round. How do you give him credit for that?
LVN, he drafts in the first round. Look, he's a beast.
Well, why do I give him credit for that? Is because it's a swing that hasn't been taken in 23 years, and it's admitting his wrongdoings on kind of ignoring that position group. Right? He just thought he could.
I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think he was admitting his wrongdoings. I think
he was saying he was the best player available.
Like he drafted.
No, I think it's an admission of, hey, these guys didn't take the next step, which is a term we've used way too much the last 2 years to define that group. And he wanted a bona fide number one. And I
so
don't know
if you had to extend today, either LaFleur or Goody.
Goody's earned it more than LaFleur.
Greg?
I wholeheartedly disagree. I think LaFleur, what he's been able to do. I mean, look, we talked about it last year. Like, I think it's a dangerous concept to be like, oh, Jordan Love was hurt last year, and now he's going to be healthy. They won 11 games. Mm-hmm. It's hard to win with your backup quarterback.
Totally.
When they have Malik Willis starting, Matt LaFleur is able to win games.
LaFleur for the record.
No, we're not. Nobody's knocking either.
I'm with Greg. I think the replacement value of LaFleur, I think LaFleur, is a really good coach, and I think getting better at this point. And when you have that, and you have someone who hasn't burnt out, and maybe it's because the team has turned over enough that I don't feel like the team is burnt out on him. I think if I had to pick one of them today, I think I'm extending LaFleur, but that's not a knock on Goody either.
I also don't think it takes a rocket scientist to be like, yeah, let's sign Xavier McKinney, let's sign Josh. Like they're good players.
I'll take Micah Parsons for 2 first-round picks. Like Madden, like Madden would take that if if the Cowboy, if you were playing Madden and you proposed to the Packers.
In the National Football League.
Yeah.
And he came up with the best package and was able to get it done.
You could argue that
a team that Jerry Jones plays in 4 weeks.
Wait, did he come up with the best package, or did Micah say he would sign with them, and that's why it happened?
We don't know. How much of this is just Russ Ball's ability to manage the actual,
he's a magician.
Because the way and the reason they're able to sign these guys and make it all work is because they figured out the contract stuff. And Russ Ball's the third guy that reports up. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah, you're right. Russ, the only reason we know his name is because he's so damn good at his job, right? I mean, he's a total magician and way better with money than I will ever be.
And as much as we're all pretending Goody's amazing.
Sorry, we have breaking news. We have breaking news. Don't look at your phones. Don't look at your phones. Did you see it?
No.
Okay. One of the most influential NBA players of the last 2 decades has announced his retirement from pro basketball.
Chris Paul.
Nope.
Ooh. Influential.
He might be being sarcastic.
No, influential is a very intentional word.
James Harden.
No. I will tell you, he was most recently not playing in the NBA.
Oh, Patrick Beverly?
Nope. I'd like to know his influence.
Yeah,
he's influential.
PJ Tucker.
Nope. He was in the NBA. He was on the Knicks.
Is Dwight Howard already retired? Yes, he is, right?
Yeah, he's been retired.
Is LaMarcus Aldridge retired? But I don't think he's influential.
I would say...
I'm guessing it's a European
The
now.
next 2 clues are he rose to prominence while playing alongside Steve Novak.
Jeremy Lin's already retired, right?
It is Jeremy Lin.
No, he's not retired.
He was playing in the Taiwan League. And Jeremy Lin has, in fact, announced it makes his hardest decision ever. He is retiring from pro basketball.
That's your breaking news break-in as we're discussing Micah Parsons?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. Jeremy Lin, was a very influential, I think if you're saying the top 50 influential NBA players over the last 20 years.
By all means.
Being the first Asian American player to do that, I think globally had a pretty big impact.
Huge impact. I'm not
big impact on Milwaukee because of his impact on Steve Novak's
might
career.
Have been like 6 years old when Lin said it.
You were like 6, 7 years old.
Older than that.
Yeah.
I was on Twitter at this point, so I was probably like 13 or 14.
Oh my God, have you cleared your Twitter from when you were 13 or 14?
Well, that Twitter got hacked. It's still out there.
Oh, that's what everyone says. Oh yeah,
Will,
sure
I think you know what to do now for KBN this week.
Oh, if you go back to Strophy's old Twitter. Twitter. He may not have.
I believe there's
job.
A tweet pinned here. I'll read it to you. It's very embarrassing because the account is still out there. All right, the tweet that is pinned is, quote, "Stop worrying about someone that isn't worried about you," from January 5th, 2016.
That's what you quoted?
Yeah, it's pinned to my account.
What teen angst?
Yeah, I don't know if I was heartbroken or what was going on there.
Yeah. That's good stuff from Alex Stroh.
We will a good show today.
We'll have
boys.
our Palermo's picks as we continue. It's Sunday Karma, ESPN Wisconsin.
More Sunday Karma coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Okay, gang, we have to talk about the all-new ESPN app. The most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, the list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It is all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
It's more than just a game, it's a cause worth cheering for. Join Sippy Hippie at the Coaches vs. Cancer Tailgate Friday, September 5th in Slinger. Fuel up with a full espresso bar, flavored Red Bulls, fresh lemonades, bakery treats, and check out the brand new cocktail lounge inside a vintage VW van. At Sippy Hippie, everyone's welcome because this is about more than coffee. It's about community and the fight against cancer. Come tailgate, celebrate, and make a difference at the 15th annual Coaches vs. Cancer game. Learn more or donate at sippyhippie.com.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall. Like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics all included in your membership. Sign up today for open play spots or check out Learn to Play sessions and clinics. Members get 4 clinics a month included. Memberships start at just $119 a month. Check out all the options at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com. And I'll see you on the court.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right?
You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Steinhaffel's biggest Labor Day sale ever is happening now. Save 10% off store-wide or use Steinhaffel's 60-month 0% financing and get $50 instant cash back for every $4.99 you spend. Plus, buy a premium mattress and get free premier delivery on your entire order. And get amazing doorbusters like a Sealy mattress for only $199. Sofas starting at just $299. Shop Steinhaffel's Labor Day sale in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
As a fellow military veteran, I relied on my team to get through very difficult missions. We had each other's back and supported our teammates through thick and thin. If you find yourself struggling to make it another day or know someone who is, reach out. Support is at reachoutwis.org.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
These days, it feels like there's advice for everything. Cold plunges, gratitude journals, screen detoxes. But how do you know what actually works for you? Using trusted resources and talking to live therapists can help you break through the noise. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off the first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Pull up to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and shoot your shot at big wins for Sweet Ticket September. Play with your rewards card for entries. Score triple on Drawing Thursday. Win slam dunk prizes like cash, reward plate, and tickets to see the Milwaukee Bucks in action. Sweet Ticket September. You ready for this? Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug driving and let's achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
This is Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
She said she'd never turn on me. You lied to me. But you did. You lied to me. All this pain you said I'd never feel. You lied to me. But I do.
Will's an old soul.
Yeah, he's crushing the music today.
Did he forget to run the Palermo's pick liner, or did I just not hear it?
It's that time.
Yes, it's finally here.
Craig makes his picks of the week.
You can bet the house on it.
Picks of the week on Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin. Presented by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Can't wait to see what happens next.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
All right, it is time to have our Palermo's picks brought to us by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza. It's so cool. Like, there's very few things that are as simple as supporting Palermo's Pizza because they're a locally based Wisconsin company, so they employ a ton of people in our community. When you hear about jobs going other places, when you hear about production, like they produce things here in Wisconsin. They're based in Wisconsin as a second generation company. And they don't just produce the brands that we talk about. They produce brands for other people. Like when you go to a grocery store, like it's very likely that Palermo's has built your pizza, but we love supporting Screamin' Sicilian, which is probably their biggest brand under their name, Urban Pie, Connie's, Palermo's, Netflix, Stranger Things Pizza now, formerly Brochacho's.
Hola, Brochachos.
Yeah.
Surfer Boy Pizza, now known as Stranger Things Pizza.
Yeah, we love it. Love Palermo's. And we had a fantasy football draft this week. And you mentioned it earlier. We have added 4 teams to our fantasy league, and we recommend everyone do the same because we've added 4 teams to the fantasy league that are now our little league. And you need to win that league in order to gain entrance into our league. And if you come in last place in our league, you get relegated to the Little League. We welcome Alex Strope into our fantasy league. Congratulations, Alex.
Thank you, Craig. Appreciate it.
Into the fantasy Little League.
The Little League, yes. So here's the thing about you guys' league. You guys take this so serious. You have a rules panel. You have like a
rules committee.
Rules committee that you were both on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I got a 4-page Word document about the rules of this fantasy football league.
Isn't that great, though? Like, now you have it to reference, you know.
And
Dude, it's fantasy football.
And
I
we
know how to
still
play.
have people try to break the rules, you know, which we won't get into today.
And you guys are in the...
we don't have enough time.
Yeah.
You guys are in the big money league. So what the detail you left out, Craig, is if I win the league I'm in this year, I still owe $200.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't have to. But you wouldn't. So you don't put in your $200. And for you,
No, he's
it's
saying next year he would owe $200.
No.
No.
So at the end of the season, all 4 teams in the Little League,
If you win the league, then you get admission into the big league, and the winnings of the Little League ultimately.
Well, but that includes the $200 that he had to put in.
That is true.
It includes your buy-in.
Yes.
But you have a co-owner. So you have,
So it's
you have
100. You found an angel investor.
I found an angel investor.
Yeah.
He is the owner. I'm the general manager. It's a perfect setup. When somebody comes to your desk and says, "Hey, I'll pay for half of this, and I will not do anything," how can you say anything but yes?
Oh, and you're saying that he is the governor? You're
He's
the alternate governor?
But he said he when we had the handshake, he said, "I will make no decisions."
Yeah, that's what Jerry Jones said to Jimmy Johnson. If you check out the Netflix documentary,
I think our friend Eric is a little bit different than Jimmy Johnson or Jerry Jones.
I've known Eric a lot longer. I think if you guys are 0-2, you're out. And he has the power to do that. You've just said that.
Agree.
Yeah. So I literally, that's a compulsive dude. At 1-3, he is getting very involved in your team.
Are you compulsive?
No.
You?
We don't have time for this nonsense. All right,
Yes,
so
we do.
we have
We're doing it right
Palermo's
now.
picks.
We're talking about our fantasy football.
He's actually prepared for Palermo's picks.
Yeah,
so
we
he
have a
wants
lot to get to on Palermo's picks today, and we have to take a look
Hope
at the
nobody has a heart out.
We have to take a look at the WNBA. Do we have Kyle or no Kyle?
Straight to voicemail.
Okay,
Didn't even ring.
No Kyle. Okay,
His phone's dead.
okay. So first,
I don't know, that Verizon outage yesterday got me pretty good.
There's a Verizon outage?
okay. So here are
I have Verizon.
your top 4 teams as we sit here today.
Lost
Now,
cell service.
now,
Wow.
I guess there's a chance. Can the Liberty? I guess we're not done yet. You know, let's not go too crazy.
You have
on,
service right now?
I have service now, yeah, but I could only get satellite service yesterday.
Oh, actually, it's funny. I was struggling yesterday. My
welcome
my
to the
Verizon
conversation.
call.
Several hours. Verizon customers across the U.S. Saturday reported issues with the network on their cell phones.
Just thought it was the coverage at my house. That's interesting.
No, because I was out and about all day, and then all of a sudden I went back home and I got to Wi-Fi and I
Wait
got
a minute.
ping, ping,
are you
ping,
bragging
text,
about your
voicemails.
house right now?
No.
Are you like Aaron Rodgers?
No,
You can only accept FaceTimes?
No, I was saying
A little bit.
No, I was saying
that how
I
he
don't
is?
get good cell phone coverage at my house, and it was
Why?
even worse yesterday because I live near the lake and there aren't cell phone towers in the lake.
It is similar to Rogers in Malibu.
Yeah, I
not
stand
having
by
great
what I
cell
said.
service.
Yeah. I mean, it's
You're
not
kind of like Aaron Rodgers.
Living in Milwaukee is not like living in Malibu.
But like if it was, that's kind of the Malibu.
Yes,
of-
I live in the Malibu of Milwaukee,
Yeah.
of Wisconsin.
Makes
yes.
sense, yeah.
Yes.
Are you Malibu adjacent, Greg?
I don't know what's inland from Malibu a little bit, but yeah.
Are you on the lake?
No, I'm not on the lake.
All right, so it is time for our Palermo's picks, and let's start with my favorite squad in the NFL. They have invested. We've invested more with them than any other in the NFL. Is good karma. So it is the Chicago Bears, who we need to know from each of you. We're not going to let Will pick for Kyle, right? We're going to have Kyle pick when he's.
Kyle can pick when
Kyle
he's
pick off the air,
or I could just tell you how he'll pick.
Okay, Chicago Bears, starting with you, Strophy. Will they win 8 games and go 8-9? Will they win more or will they win less?
They're going to go 7-10. I'll take the under.
Okay, Alex.
Sorry, Craig.
Goes the under. Greg.
Wait, so we're doing over, under, or on?
Yep, over, under, or on.
I will go. I mean, on is just such a bad bet. I will go under 8 games.
Under 8 games. So you think they're going to go 7-10?
Yeah.
I mean, the new offensive coordinator. I mean, they have a good offense.
Yeah, they're the Bears.
It's a tough division.
It's a very tough division.
And they're the Bears.
I don't buy that. Like, whatever that thing is like, it doesn't. You could say that for so many teams.
Are the Lions the Lions?
Yeah. Are the Bengals the Bengals?
Oh, well. Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Well, really?
I'll take them over 8 also, though. Lions, 10. Let's go. We're going 8, 9, 10, Vikings. 11. We go to the Vikings, 9 wins. Now, this is the team that won, they won 13 games last year?
Yeah.
I'll go under 9.
Wow. Greg goes under 9, a team that was in the 1 seed for the majority of the year last year.
I'm going to go on 9.
Ooh.
I think they go 9 and 8.
First to go on. So this is so hard. How could they not go 10-7 when last year they won a zillion games?
They could have the NFL's best defense this year.
Yeah.
They brilliant.
And they have a great offense.
Great offense.
Their head coach
their quarterback just needs to be any level of okay.
All right, I'm going over. And I know I'm going to end up with too many wins in this division at some point. So now we go to the Detroit Lions, 10 wins. Strophy.
Over.
I'm over there as well.
And I feel like I'm going to go over, but then I'm going to be over on every team in the division.
Well, it just requires them to sweep all of their.
Because I feel like the Packers weren't that good last year, and they were 11-6. So how are the Lions not going to be 11-6 this year, right? I'm going to go under. I'm going to go on the Lions.
11-6.
I'm going to go on the Lions. Packers 11-6.
Well, you had them at 10, so you have them at 10-7.
Yeah, 10-7.
Wow. Packers 11. Over.
I'll go under.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I just to win 12 games, mathematically, it's just I would rather take all the other options higher or lower, so I'm not going to go on. To win 12 games is a lot. They could, but that's a tough schedule. They got to
start hot. They have to start hot.
2 weeks, they've got Lions and Commanders. They could start out 0-2. And you got a quarterback who hasn't been thrown to his wide receivers all training.
And by the way, if you get on and you're correct, you get double. I'll go Packers on. I'll go Packers on. Big thanks to Will. Big thanks to Will, to everyone joining us today.
Objection.
Stay healthy, stay together, survive today, thrive tomorrow. Don't settle. You've been listening to Sunday Karma on ESPN Wisconsin. Scal, send us out.
Go Brewers!
It's a home run.